Mine's a little bit different, somewhat modern with a little classic. So my, I guess we'll go 3, 2, 1, and everything for me. So number three is Sin City. I think almost anyone that knows what the noir genre looks like, in a grittier aspect, is Robert Rodriguez and was it? It's Frank, not Frank Frazetta, Frank something. I forgot the name of
Frank
the.
Miller?
Yeah, Frank Miller. Uh,
Yeah.
I was in the right comic book genre for it. Okay, the comic book artist, not Frazetta. Frazetta did
Watchmen
high
and Dark Knight
fantasy,
Returns.
but yeah, Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez doing Sin City. I still think the first Sin City is the best. An anthology of noir short stories. Nothing beats Bruce Willis's Hardigan and everything, when the Yellow Bastard story, where he's saving the little girl from this corrupt politician's son and everything, and the guy's like,
Yeah.
"You're not gonna do anything," and like he shoots his ear off and shoots him in the dick and shoots one of his hands off, and then he comes back as this yellow freak, and he does
Yeah.
even worse to him by castrating him by hand and everything, and it's like, Jesus
That's a
Christ.
gritty ass movie, and
That,
like, yeah, filming in black and white.
yeah, like, to me, I think that was Bruce Willis's last great hurrah in film.
Yeah.
I really kind of wish he did like another drama, like a Wes Anderson one. I think that would have been good. But if he had to retire, if he did no more action films post Sin City, I think that would have been the best way he could have retired from the action film genre. Number two is Sunset Boulevard, which again, kind of going by how Chris's idea of the original for film noir, this still kind of fits because it's a screenwriter trying to make at least an honest buck and pay his rent and pay for his car and everything in Hollywood, and it's so damn hard. And there is a femme fatale with Norma Desmond. The woman's dangerous and she's very much unpredictable. I love this film. I love the script to it. It's a film that I don't want to dive too deep into it because we're gonna cover that with whatchamacallit, later on in the season, because that's gonna be one of our episodes. So I don't want to get too into there. But if you guys seen Sunset Boulevard, it's one of the best noir style films. And then my number one, it's a neo noir, but I still call it a noir. It's Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. I love the
Sci-fi
camera
noir.
work. Yeah, it's probably one of the few sci-fi films that I've actually watched over and over and over again. It has like some of the most wonderful monologues in it. Probably like one of the best villains ever in cinema. Uh, and yeah, I love the cinematography. I love the color schemes, the color palettes, the editing. I love the lead where it's more of like, yeah, I've done this over 100 times, and now like he gets dumped into this huge mystery that he's very much a fish out of water in. But like he at least knows how to navigate some of the current, but there's still some mysteries in that current that are gonna surprise him. And it's probably one of the few films I've actually seen Edward James Olmos in. Um,
He was the other cop, right? That
yeah, he was the one that was supposedly going to go kill the replicant that Decker was hiding and everything, and he
Yeah.
always left the little origami things. That was like his calling. It's weird to
Yeah.
be a cop and your calling card is it sounds like a serial killer, you know, kind of a thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if the comic book, because I do believe that there was a comic book that came out afterwards. I don't know if they've ever expanded upon his character or not.
I don't think so because it wasn't the comic book like uh
I want to say
just
it was
going
a
over to like
prequel.
the
It was a pre.
blackout.
I I could be wrong, but or maybe there was multiple comics, but I do remember that there was one that was a prequel, and it showed him and Edward James Olmos' character, and it was supposed to be before the events. I think like back when like they were like, I guess either starting out or they had just at least been in for a few years, and this is like kind of like the forming of their relationship. Because in the movie it does show that they used to be partners, or at least they do had a past because of what they worked in. But there's also the multiple cuts of Blade Runner, which I would not doubt if one of those cuts has maybe a little bit something more into the history between those two. Other than that, I
Yeah.
do like the mystique. I love the mystique that this guy is constantly always watching, and you never know when he's gonna pop up, and you just kind of want Decker to say something smart like in Indiana Jones, because it's all Harrison Ford. You just want him to sit there and say something smart and like, yeah, let's start a fight right now. Let's start a fight with the other cop.